So where we stopped in your last class? Where we stopped,
Inheritance.
and then
Hmm. I think, yeah, abstraction.
okay, and then abstraction and encapsulation. That is what I see. So any doubts in that? So if you have any struggle, any doubts in that, or shall we move on? So any doubts? Okay. So what is abstraction and encapsulation? What is abstraction and encapsulation? What you understand about abstraction and encapsulation?
hiding information.
Okay. What is hiding information? What is hiding information? What do you understand? So actually they told you a definition, right? Hello.
Encapsulation. If we have in a class, if we have with common method, we can
Pardon?
in a class if we have methods which are of common.
What do you mean by common?
com- Common methods
What is mean by common?
means if we have the same property,
Okay.
several same properties, then we can use the same.
So I think you made it complicated. What is setting encapsulation? So just relate with the real world. So what is a capsule? What is capsule?
Act differently.
Pardon?
Act differently. Think
Pardon?
back.
What?
Something act which is fact.
Something?
Act.
Something what? I didn't get it. What do you actually say after that?
Fact.
Packing.
Yeah.
So what is capsule? So that there is a capsule inside. What happened? The medicine was hidden. So we have seen the tablet and the capsule. So in the tablet we can see that the medicine was compressed, but in a capsule what happened? The medicine was hidden. That is capsule encapsulation. So what is that? You are actually trying to hiding your information. So that is encapsulation. And I said I haven't said it is a common. I said it is a public variables. Public variables, public methods. Got it? So we are about to see an access specifiers or modifiers. So that is public, private, and protected. These are the three types of way to define an object inside a class. So what it is, that is what we are going to talk about. So say for example, this is your class, and here I'm going to say a equal to 10. I have shown you this last class. Underscore a equal to 20. So what is underscore means? Even you can define method also in this way.
Double underscore is private.
Okay. Single. Single is means public, private. And the third access modifier is what? Public, private, and protected. Okay. So these are the three types of access modifiers. If you define without define any underscore, it is public, and single underscore means a private, sorry, protected, and double underscore means private variables. Okay. And so in Python, the access modifiers is actually for a namesake, but it won't give you access like other language. Like in a Java, it is protected, it is protected. It is private, it is private. So it doesn't have any scope in outside a class. Protected means we can able to access inside alone, and we don't have an access outside. So that is protected means. But in Python, it is a namesake. So where we are actually using underscore and all. So I told you. So we all know that in a function, right? So if you want to say, for example, I'm define a equal to 100. So it is a global variable. Inside a function, if I say return a, what happens? This will consider as a global variable, right? You all know that. But in such case, if you want to define a local variable, okay, you will get confused whether it is global or local. But this is purely what? This is purely
Local.
local because I'm not use any global keyword, right? So it will purely consume local. So whatever you did, it will be reside only inside this scope. I mean, only inside a function alone. So it won't touch or it won't reflect in a global. Got it? In that case, to avoid confusion, it is better to use underscore. So whenever you're seeing that function variables, you might notice there is an underscore. So that is it is to differentiate a local variable with a global variable, and it is the preferable way to define a local variable that is protected as a protected. So people won't get confused. So they will easily identify, oh, this is a protected. We should not use it outside function. So this is we should use it only inside function alone or in a method alone. We should not use it outside. That is so that's why we are using protected just to indicate. So just to indicate this is local variable or it has only scope inside a function alone. So we should not use it outside. Just to indicate your variable, we are using protected variable. Got it? That's why we're using that. And double underscore is for a private variable. So the private variable is again similar to protected, but Python. So actually, it will restrict to restrict this Python will restrict this variable to access outside. So I've shown you. So when you say dir of class, okay, what happened? You won't able to see double underscore. We have direct access for a and underscore a, but we don't have an access for double underscore. Got it? So Python will prevent direct access for that variable, but we have indirect access for that. Got it? So we can able to access that variable indirectly. How to? So have you seen that anywhere? Have you noticed that double underscore a?
Initiation.
No, have you noticed that? Is that a result in a D here? I said there is a no direct access, but indirect is there. Have you noticed that?
The first one it is.
Yeah, first one, correct.
Yeah. So what it is? So that is that. So private variable will be replaced with, like, say for example, underscore underscore a will be replaced with underscore class name underscore. Single underscore will be replaced with underscore class name underscore. And then what is the remaining? What you have remaining? And underscore a is the remaining, right? So this is the way to utilize private variable. Got it? So this is the way to utilize private variables. We don't have a direct access, but we can access through this way. This is called mangling. The concept is called mangling in Python. Got it? So, one minute. Sorry. So this is
Mohideen,
called
could you
mangling. Yeah.
say, yeah, a dot underscore a?
Yeah. So what happened that a single underscore will be replaced with this. Okay. The concept is called mangling. Okay. This is called mangling. I mean that a that underscore was replaced with this line. This is called mangling. Okay. And what is the advantage? So uh, that private variable will never getting override. Got it? So say for example, and if you have one more class B, I'm inheriting it. If I say A equal to 10, sorry, A equal to 100 underscore A equal to 200 and double underscore A equal to 300. Okay. But these will get override inside anyway. But in outside, it won't be. Okay. See that here of B, see, it's getting overridden, right? When you say B dot A, the value was overridden. These two, how about double underscore? Have you noticed that? Hello. Have you noticed that? The mangling. So both the double underscore was exist, right? Is it exist? Hello.
Yes, yeah, underscore
So
b underscore underscore a.
underscore A underscore underscore A and underscore A B.
B underscore, yeah.
Got it? So that's why so we can go with private. So the value won't be getting overridden in outside scope. Inside it will act like that. So you all know, because the purpose is for encapsulation is to hide information outside, not inside. Got it? Because you want to prevent your variable to access from outside. That's why we are going. So we are using what? We are actually using encapsulation. Okay, that is, so this is the difference between private, public, and protected. And see that I've defined my method also, some with a double underscore, right? So we won't be able to see this in a DER, but it is there here. So it is there, right? We can say use B of like this. Got it? Understand this?
Yeah, how it got 330 actually?
330. 330, right?
Yeah.
Because in a B, right, we actually overridden. So in a B, that method was inherited. When you say A, instead of B instantiation, if you say A, the value will be what? The sum will receive 10 plus 20 plus 30. Got it? It is 60. But here, it receives what? 10, 100 plus 200 plus 30.
Mm.
I told you the value won't be overridden, right? So it receives that. Understand? Or you have any doubts in this? So this is called
Yeah,
mangling. Yeah.
one doubt. In the DA or B, we have first three and class A, class B.
Okay.
Before that, we having only one underscore.
Hmm.
Why is it two?
Where?
Why not two? Yeah, there only. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What do you mean? One underscore double underscore. What do you mean?
Before A, single underscore is there.
Okay.
But others you can see double underscore
Yeah.
class. For class,
This,
it is double underscore.
these and all.
Hmm.
So these
That
are system variables. So system method, predefined methods. And
okay.
this is what? This is user defined. And I told
Usually
you in a private variable, single underscore will be replaced with what?
private.
Single underscore. This is private. When
Hmm.
you define a variable with a double underscore preceding double underscore was private
Protected.
variable. Private variable. Single was
Yeah,
protected.
private.
Double was
Yes.
private. I
Hmm.
told you you won't able to access private variable outside. If you want to access, we have an indirect method. We don't have any direct method, but we have an indirect method. Right? Got it? So we have an
Okay.
indirect method. So how to access indirectly? So that single underscore will be replaced with
Underscore class name.
underscore class name underscore. This is the syntax. Underscore class name underscore. This is the syntax.
Okay.
And what is the remaining left out? So underscore variable. Got
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
So any doubts? Any more doubts? Still clear? So this is called access modifiers. So we can able to hide information in this way in encapsulation method. And in data abstraction, what? So I told you, right? So in data abstraction, it's about hiding implementation, right? So say for example, I'm having a class. I don't say Got it? So this is how we are actually calling it. And if I say in a help document, it will show you. So you have to call in this way, dot some kind of, okay. So here I don't find any code. That code was hidden. That that implementation was hidden. Got it? So here we won't able to see any implementation. What is implementation? That is the code stuffs. Okay, we won't able to see that code, but we can see the documentations. That is what end user wants. So end user want to know how to use it. How they don't want how it was implemented. Got it? So they don't need to see how it was implemented, but they want to know how to use it. That is usage of data abstraction. So this is all about. So this is all about OOPS concept in Python, and I told you that MRO and all that is in inheritance. Okay, so how it is getting inherited? So in a multiple inheritance, I have shown you, right? So class. So now I'm showing that algorithms, right? B in a class A, and also sorry in a class B, I'm having 100. Got, where I made a mistake? Why it says name error? What happened? Why it says name error?
Double equal to.
Exactly. So when name error will occur before assigning into variable. I'm actually trying to assign into variable, but I made a mistake. So what happened? It is actually comparing. It's a comparative operator. Comparing the value with it. So W is not exists. That's why it says name error. Now in class C, I have shown you, right? B comma A. Sorry, A comma B. I'm going to inherit in this way. Okay. So class C dot A will be what? So you all know what is A value. In a A class, the value will be 10, right? So now in a C, what will I get it? So I'm inheriting. I'm using multiple inheritance, right? I told you so how inheritance works. So that is two algorithm. So I told you, right, the C3 linearization algorithm, and in Python we call MRO, method resolution order.
So A dot E dot 10.
So what is the value? C dot A will be what?
10.
10. How?
Left to right. Right to left. Right to left.
Right to left. What happened? The class B first inherited into class A. So the class A 100 will be overridden with class A value, that is 10. Got it? So C dot underscore A will be the 200 will be replaced with 20. So you will get 20, and double underscore, that is 300 will be replaced with 300. Sorry, 300 won't be replaced, right? Because we have a dedicated notations. So we have dedicated notations, so it won't be getting overridden. So we can see C dot got it. So the B, so the B here, which one is the base class? Both A and B is a base class, but in this case, what happened? First B will be inherited into A. So B is a base class, and A is inheriting it actually. Okay, and A property again, so inherited by C. So the order is what? B is the primary, A is secondary, and C is the least one. Okay, so that is an algorithm. So C3 linearization algorithm. So here they actually clearly explain this concept. So this is the primary for all.
Your voice is breaking.
Hello, I think US is breaking. Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah. So see that in Python 3 we can see find what is that, yeah, the order, method resolution order. It will show you. So this is the class, and this is actually inheriting from A. So class A actually inheriting from B, and you all know object is a base class for all. So B actually inheriting class object property. So this is an order. Got it? So here, what is it actually going to be saying? See this images, and class A actually inheriting from class. So class O is a base class for all. Class A inheriting, class C inheriting, class B inherits, class D inherits, class E inheriting O. So this is hierarchical. All the five classes actually inheriting from O, and class K1 actually inheriting from A, and the base class is O. This is an order. This is the order. So class C actually, class Z actually extended from O, A, K1, and finally Z. Similarly, this way O, D, K2, and Z. O, D, K3, Z kind of. Got it? So this is a resolution. It's the MRO. This is called MRO, and the algorithm was used was C3 linearization. So if I changed it into D comma A, it will be what? Now it will be the order will be changed, right? So now it will be C, B, A, and object. Understand? So you have to remember the logic. That's it. So you all know how it is work. So this is from right to left. That is purely correct. But if you're getting question like what is an algorithm implies or what is MRO, this is an MRO. The ordering. So if you have a method like a def sum in a C, B, A, and all, which one takes priority? So you all know. So this is from right to left. So according to that, so first you will consider C. If C doesn't contain, it will be more on to A. If A doesn't contain, it will be more on to B. So that is an order. Got it? So we'll move on to superclass. Okay. Shall I move on to superclass? Shall I move on to superclass or any doubts? Any doubts in this? Hello? Hello? Please tell me something. I don't know. Repeatedly, I'm saying. If you are not understanding, please tell me. I will repeat once again. No problem in that. Don't hesitate to ask. But if you are silent, I don't know what to take. Shall I proceed with a new topic or what to take? I don't know that.
Mohideen, I think we need some practice on this thing. If
And
we
I
can,
gave an exercise yesterday, right? Anybody tried? I asked you to try calculator. So you have a weekend. So please try at least in a weekend. Try to create a class called calculator. Try to inherit from others, like prepare a scientific calculator. Try to fetch it from that others, etc. Please do that. Okay. So now we'll move on to superclass. What is superclass? Okay. So and I'm going to say class A inside. I'm going to sum. Okay, and how to execute this? How should I execute this?
A dot sum, B dot sum.
I have to pass something. 2 comma 3. So the answer will be what? 2 square 4, 3 square 9. The answer is 13, right? But I want these should work. What to do? I want this should work. What to do?
Self uh, self class instantiation
Class.
inside the class.
Pardon? Inside a class.
Inside the class tree definition, we can say self dot class name A. So it will, whenever we execute that B class, it will automatically call that A class.
Anybody? So that is the so we can sorry what is that, we can access that similar methods too. What happened in this case? So you have a two classes with same method. Okay, while you inheriting, what happened, this method will be overwritten by this, right? You all know that. Now super class will help you to utilize the same method before it's getting overwritten. That is the usage of super class. That's what I'm saying. So how to use it? So with the help, that is what we are going to talk about. Okay, so in a B, what you need to do, say that, okay, super, the syntax for super is a class name, comma, self, okay, the class name, I mean the superior, which one you want to access. So for B, the superior is what? So what you actually want to access? The A1, right? Sorry, B1. Super B dot, you have to say what? Which method you want to access? The same sum, right? Do you have any inputs? Do you have anything to pass? So I'm actually calling this method inside my new method. I said I need a sum of this and this. So I need a sum of this and this. Okay. So here I will get a results. I'll say result. So do you need to pass anything inside? I may need to pass.
Yes.
So what?
A comma.
A comma B. Exactly. And finally, see, I will print you and show you the results. Return result plus so why I'm using the bracket? Any guesses?
The calculation inside the bracket should perform first. That is the priority.
Pardon?
The bracket inside the operation inside the bracket should perform first. First priority for that.
Yeah, the precedence for what?
Odomas.
Yes, the as per the Bodemas rules. As per the Bodemas rule.
The operation inside the bracket will execute first, then it will add to that result.
So the plus takes a more precedence. That's why. So what happened? Otherwise, the rest will add with this, and B will do independently. The result will be that you won't get the proper response. So sorry, I mean the wrong answer. So yes, you are correct. Now I'm going to do the same calculation. So what will be the result? Expected result. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 13, 18. You got it? Now both got executed. So that's why we are actually using superclass. So have you understand superclass? So the syntax is what? B comma self. What it means? Why I'm using B instead of A? The reason is you are inherited, right? While you inheriting, A property will move on to B. Correct? I told you before it getting overridden. Means you create a method before it's getting overridden, means it will be reside in B. Once you finish with this method, then only that method will be overridden. Until then, it will be reside in this. Got it? For your better understanding, I'm going to say class C again. Okay. So here I'm going to say B. Okay. Or I will recreate. I will recreate one more stuff. Def sum, the hard coded one. So here I will say return A minus B. In class B, I'll say C comma A. Okay. In this case, so I said B comma. Okay. The class name B comma self dot sum and A comma B. Okay. So you all know what happened. So just I'm having a three class. One is A, C, and D. Three class, right? So both A and C is a base class, and D is a enumerating class. So what happened? This method will be overridden inside. But I'm using a super class. Got it? So what happens? So what will be the result now? I would say 4, 5. What would be the result? In some, I don't have anything to, I don't have any operation. Sorry, I mean I don't have any such operation. So what happened? This will take the precedence of either A or C. Got it? Which one it's going to take? Whether A or C? Which method? So here it is actually not overridden. Any cases? Hello.
Mohideen, actually, how it has come 18, actually, I did not understand that.
You mean this one, right?
Yeah,
So I told you in a super class. So what is the purpose of super class? So super means what? Something priority, right? So you have a class B superior. So what is superior for B? A is a superior, right?
right.
So with the help of super, we can access the superior method. I mean, if it is same. So you all know we have a sum method. It is there already in class A. Okay. What happened? If you define the same method in a derived class, what will happen?
It will override.
Override, right? But with the help of superclass, we can access the superior method. I mean, the previous, the base one, or if it is a multi-level, so that is superior. So because you will get confused, right? Whether it is a base or anything. So for B, the superior is A. So we can access the superior method before it's getting overridden. Got it? So that's why I'm using super. Super, I'm saying B. Why I'm saying B? Reason is the A property is already inherited into class B. Currently, the class B contains this method because I'm not done with my method. So it won't override it. Inside my method, it is not overridden yet. Still, my class B refers class A method. Got it? I mean inside. Inside. Okay. So when you say class B, it will actually contains class A method. That is some method of this one, and this is the syntax. Then you have to say self, because we know while you're calling a method, we need to instantiate, right? So in this case, we don't need to instantiate. Super will take care of it. Instead, we have to pass self from here, self property from here, and then dot sum. So while you're calling method, we don't need to pass self. Just if you have anything left out, we need just simply pass it. So what happened? This method will be executed. The answer will be what? My input is 2, 3. The answer will be
5.
5. That is this. So in print, I'm getting result. Result is 5. And in a written, so here what happened? When I instantiate and calling this method, this is going to execute, right? So before that, that superclass was executed, and I've stored my result. With the help of result, I'm doing my own calculation. That is this one. So we all know this will result return 13. So 13 plus 5, I'm getting 18. I told you I need to execute both the methods, this and this. I need to execute both this method and this method. So this is going to return 13. This is going to return 5. So answer is 18. So understand? Piyush, you understand this?
Yeah, I think I will do that. Then I'll get that.
So no,
Why then?
explain me so I will clear your doubts, because don't say I will practice and so you will get confused. While you practice, you will face the real challenge. Okay, so that's why. So go through it. Please tell me what you understand so I can correct the mistakes if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we understood. It's B is taking the value of A in the class B. It's inherited, correct, up to that level. Could you please just keep a printer
Where?
in the after the after the definition. Yes, once you have defined, right, before superclass, when initiating superclass in RAS equals to, before that just print AB.
Okay. Now, so where you want to print? Here.
Yeah. Yes.
Here.
Yeah. There it is. Yes.
Got it? So now I'm going to execute. So execute what? Instantiation of B dot sum, passing 5, 4, 5. So the result will be, so which one will be executed very first? This line will be executed. So in a class we will get A, B. Got it? So with the help of super, it's going to execute this one. So here we'll get 4, 5. The answer is 9. So here it will print 9. 9 plus 4 square is 16, 5 square 25, 25 plus 16 is what? 41, 41 plus 9, 50. So the answer is 50. Understand? So when you're executing this class, what happened? This class method was executed very first time. That is class B says 4 comma 5. Understand? And in next line, super executed my superior class. That is a base class A. So here I'm saying class A comma B. That is 4 comma 5. The result was what? 9. Correct? And then finally I'm getting 50. You understand now? So if I disable this, temporarily I will say 0. Okay. For temporary because it always it raise an error. Now the class A won't be triggered without superclass. What happened? The sum simply override by class A sum. So without super, what happened? As you all know that. So without super, what happens? This got overridden. So the sum was overridden. Understand? Yeah.
I have one doubt. Instead of that res equal to superclass, that line, please type res equal to, please type
Which one?
uh, in 0 equal to 0. In that type res
Okay.
a dot self
I mean-
dot self
mean
dot
super, right?
without super self dot
Self dot
a instantiation.
self dot A instantiation.
Hmm.
You won't get a self dot A instantiation. Or you can say A. This may work. A instantiation dot sum, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
A
this will
comma
work.
b.
Yeah, this will work. This will work.
So this is also
Sound.
it will also trigger that same class here, right? Instead of what is super is doing, that the same
So,
thing will
1
be.
minute, 1 minute only. I will come back. Sorry. Yeah, please. Now you will get it because you are actually instantiating a class inside, right?
Hmm.
So it will work. So what happened? You will get the results. The sum will be what? This one. So yeah, sorry. Actually, you have to pause, right?
A comma b.
A comma B. Got it? But without instantiation, what happened? This will actually supposed to create an instantiation and all, right? Without that, we can implement it in this way.
Hmm.
Got it? So in this case, so what to do? So what happened? This is not actually taken from this one because the class A was defined outside, right? So this is actually fetching from outside, not from this, not this from inheritance. Okay. And if I'm using multiple, what to do? See, I'm having class A contains sum, class C contains sum, and in class D, what to do? So as I said, I will take this. So in this case, what happened now? In class D, if I execute class D, so tell me your understanding. So when I instantiate class D dot sum, what would be the result? So for D, what is the superior? For D, the superior is as per MRO.
C.
As per MRO, C is the superior, right? So C method will be executed. So this will be executed, right? So the answer is what?
LIS B. So, minus
Minus
1.
1. Got it? So if we want to execute A, what to do? If we want to execute this method, what I need to do?
C, A comma C
Where?
in the class D.
Plus D
Oh,
of
sorry. Yeah. So like super.
Super.
Say
What I need
no
to say?
in say class D, A comma C.
A comma C. What is mean by A comma C?
So it will take the preference, right?
What to do? Any guesses? Any guesses? If I told you, if I want to execute C, for D the superior is C. So D is enough because C property will be inherited in this. Now I want to execute class A sum method. Mean what today? What to do? Where I need to change? Which class contains class A sum method?
B.
Class B. How B?
B of A.
A.
We are inheritance A class in
B, there is a no relation between B, right? We don't need to use B at all. See the flow. I need your understanding. So if I want to execute class C sum, I told you while you inheriting C property will be there in D. So I'm saying D. So D contains C property. So I'm getting the result of what C contains. If I want what class A contains, mean what to do. So there is a no relation between this and class B because this is different. I'm not using B at all. So there is a relation between A, C, and D only. So this is about A, C, and D only, not with B. So there is a no relation between B and D. Why you are confusing it? See the MRO flow, man. MRO
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah, you will
What?
take class D of since C is the superior. If you want to take A,
I said I want A class A sum. Then what to do?
A comma C.
I have to say A.
Class.
I have to say A.
No.
Then what to say here? So this is I think you missed the
oh,
MRO. As per MRO, what I need to say here?
self comma D. Sorry, just guessing.
So here I said class name. Super require a class. See the document. Super needs class comma first argument, that is self. First should be class. Before I have mentioned D. I told you a class D contains class C property. So when I execute super dot sum, this will fall back to class C sum. Now my question is, I want to execute class A sum. What to do? Simple question. As per MRO, C property will be there in D, right? That's why I'm using D. Now I want class A property. What to do? have inherited both class C and A. So it is possible. I don't know why you're actually saying B, because I've not inherited B at all, right? Then how you are saying B? I need to execute class A some method. What to do?
D of A.
A.
Pardon? Pardon? What is it? What is it?
Instead of D, we can
Okay.
use A.
We can use A. We can use A. Okay. It will raise error. It will raise error. I told you C, while you inheriting, C property will be there in D. If I want to use C property, I should use C, right? Why I'm saying D? Because I do in a inheritance, C property will be moved on to D. Same way, if I want to use class A property, how I say A? Because I'm not using direct reference, right?
D of A.
B of A. Why you are saying B, man? What is the relation between B here? You are telling everything else except that. You guys are actually telling everything else except that one. You have
C
said
class.
C. This is the flow. That's it. That's it. Now it is executed, right? So as per MRO, in a inheritance, what happened? I told you, right? Class A property will be moved on to C. Now, if I want to access class A, what to do? C contains in a inheritance. If it is a direct reference, you can say A dot. But this is inheritance, right? In inheritance, class A property will move on to C. If you want to access class A property in inheritance, you have to use C. You should use C. Similarly, I mean before overriding, right? And if you want to access class C property, I should say D. I mean, now what happened in the class C, class A property was overridden, right? That's why this method actually overridden class A in a C. That's why I'm saying D. Otherwise, I will get class A property. Understand the flow? As per MRO, uh, this property will be there in C, and if you want to use this property, it should be there in D. Okay, that's why I've kept one more class for your better understanding. This is the usage of, yeah.
That's my doubt. Why we use this superclass? We can use directly, right? We can instantiation that A class A instantiation dot some A comma B. Like that
Why
we
we
can
are
use
not,
that.
yeah, why we are not using A, correct?
No, bro. We can directly instantiation that
Yeah, that is,
whatever method we want, right?
yes.
Why
Why
do
we are not
we?
using A instantiation, correct?
Hmm.
Okay, then why you are actually inheriting it? If you don't want instantiation, why you inheriting? Just simply ignore the inheritance, right? Why you need this? I'm having that, I'm utilizing it. I'm inheriting the class A, right? The
Hmm.
class A property was carried into my derived class.
Hmm.
So it is like, if you want to go to top, I'm having a steps, so I'm utilizing it. If I don't have me, then I will search for something else. So if I don't have this, now what to do? I need to say class A dot sum. I can say now.
Hmm.
Understand? I don't need this. Simply return res. I'm utilizing it. That's it. Got it? Understand?
So, is there any difference between two methods? Is any performance difference?
So
I'm
what is the
asking.
purpose of inheritance? So
Using other
yeah,
class properties to
yeah,
another.
I will show you that. So this is means what? Okay, this is called composition. In a module and all, we in a module we have seen two types, right? One is a from import and import. What is the difference between from import and import?
Input will
Import everything under a name, right? Certain name.
yeah.
You can
If we
access
mention import, we have to say everything that model name
with that name,
before
right?
that attribute. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be, so you can able to access that object as an attribute. Say for example, import random, you have to use random dot something, right?
Yeah.
But with the help of from what, we can directly access it.
Yeah.
Similarly, in inheritance we have a direct access, right? So
Okay.
inheritance is something similar with from. So if you inherit C, what happened? I'm having a direct access, I can say dot sum. Got it? But if you use this method, this is called composition. So this is another method. So this is alternative for inheritance. This is an alternative way. Got it? So if I want to use class A sum means I have to use res dot sum. Understand? This is called what? Composition. See, I have to pass, right?
Res,
No,
A,
I need to pass A and B. Got it? Composition. I'm getting an answer 9. This is allowed method. This is composition. So I can able to access through one more object name. So if I want to access the class property, I have to say res dot. If I inherit, I'm having a direct access. That is the difference. We can go with both the method. It's up to you. If you don't want inheritance, so as like from with the help of from, what happened? We it will actually fetching all everything, right? So what happened? The value will be overridden, right? Similarly, while inheriting, everything will be overridden inside. If you don't want to getting overridden, right? So in our previous cases, what we did, say class A, if I want, what happened? This getting overridden, right? So without getting overridden, I want all the properties, so you can keep it inside such something. Like I'm going to say this way. Okay, what happened? B dot A, you will get it 100. B dot underscore A, you will get 200. And if you want that, just say B dot C. That's it. This is composition without inheritance. So the value won't getting overridden, but it will be reside in another object, another variable. Got it? This is called what? Composition. This is the difference between inheritance and composition. It is up to you to choose anything you want. So with the help of composition, we don't need superclass. Superclass is for inheritance. Got it?
okay. Thank you.
So any doubts? Others? So
सुखीरे सारुरे भगवान खूब आपे रक्षा कर दे वरनी બધું થઈ ગયું માં હોમવર્ક ફીસ કર લે માં હા
okay, so see that in this case I'm having a method. Okay, so this is actually there in this class. See that, so this is my what a base method. All I want to know, so this contain actual action. So this is going to perform some action and it's going to return my result. It is actually only returning authentication token, but that information is not sufficient for me. I need more on top of it. So I need more information. So actually, if I override my method, what happened? The source will never execute it. That's why I'm using super method. I told you, right? What happened? This class, while inheriting, this class property will be inherited into this class, right? This is what I'm using in my super the class name comma self, the same method, and my input. Apart from self, what I'm having a serializer. I need to pass it. This is what I'm doing. Got it? So if I disable this, I mean, so here I'm going to disable this method. Okay, if I rename, it won't work. Okay, because this alone will work. See that what happened? I'm using only source alone. I will get the, see that I'm getting only this information alone. With this information, I want to. I don't know who is actually logged in. I don't know that. Got it? I need more information. But base class will give you that information alone. Anyhow, I need to override that. What to do? Either I can go with composition or with inheritance. Actually, I've inherited my class, right? That's why I'm using super class. If I'm not inheriting, I can go with what? I can go with composition. Understand the difference? So with the help of that, what happened? I'm actually executing this super class, the super class method. I'm getting the response. In the response, I'm adding, like I'm topping, I'm adding a more topping on top of it. So with the authentication token, I'm adding a few more information top of it. So I will get it who actually logged in, etc. So both my, so what is the purpose of super? So both my source and destination will work. So with the help of super, the source is executed and my destination is also executed. Otherwise, what to do? If you don't want a super supposed to work, you need to copy this and you need to paste it here. It will be repeated task as I shown you in last class. So if you keep on copy pasting, what happen? If you have any changes, such changes, you need to replace in all of your occurrence. It is unwanted. That's why we are using inheritance method. Understand? So that's why we are using inheritance. So any doubts in this? So please do practice. You will get definitely will get the what. So what is the purpose of inheritance and super class, and you will easily find out the composition difference also. So there is there is an already for inheritance. That is what composition. It is up to you where you want to choose composition, where you want inheritance. So but inheritance is the commonly used when compared with composition. But I'm saying this option is also there. That's it. Got it?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So we'll see the new topic from Monday. So please do practice. So you will easily you have a lot to understand in these concepts. So please do practice that. So we'll see that. Okay. So we are all done with class, and we'll start exception and. So this is all about fundamentals, and hereafter we are going to talk about the what is advanced topics is there in Python. Okay. So please prepare yourself. We have to do something. So you are going to build your own application. You're going to communicate with the database. You are going to communicate with hereafter you are going to think about in developer perspective. So while you opening a file browser, it will actually listing it out, and it listing some files, right? It is how it is actually fetching, how it is populating in a front end, and all we are going to talk about. So before that, please brush up your fundamentals. In a Monday, I will allocate a day for, I will reserve the day. So we will go through everything, and we will reserve it, your doubts and all, before moving to these topics. So it will be good for you. So before moving to advanced topics, please brush up all of your fundamentals, and please make a note of it. I'm having these doubts in this section, like in a function, I don't know these topics. Please revise it, and we will do it, happily do it. Okay. So if you want, we will reserve one more day, Monday, Tuesday, we can revise all these all together. Okay, before moving on to new topics. So we'll see you Monday. Please do practice and let me know if you have any doubts. Okay. So bye guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any doubts? Or I will wind up the session now. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you.